Yo, peace. Let's talk a little boxing. Been off the scene for a minute. Let's talk about this Bud situation, man. You know, everybody's been talking about Terrence Bud Crawford. He needs to sign the contract and all this type of stuff. But these the same individuals that told Bud that he needs to leave top rank, which he did. Now they sitting at the negotiating table trying to tell this man to basically, just accept anything that PBC going to give him. Here it is. He's the most accomplished fighter in his era. Before Charlo, before Mel Charlo unified the 154-pound division, he had already did it at 140. Before these guys even won belts, he had already won belts at 135 pounds. This is before the Charlos, before Terrence, before Errol Spence, all these guys. He's the most decorated out of all of them. And here it is, PBC does not want to pay this guy what he's worth. But it's interesting how um, Canelo Alvarez, he just lost to Demetrius Bivol, and they're still offering him $100 million to fight Andrade and Jamel Charlo, which he turned down. See, he still continues he still continues to turn down those fights. And you know what? I don't I don't feel bad for Canelo because no good to the boxing industry is because they have their picks and then their picks don't even want to show and prove their talents against the best fighters. He's being offered $50 million per fight to fight against Charlo and Demetrius Andrade, and he turned it down. But here it is, Bud Crawford wants about, I think, because I'm hearing that he gets when he was with Top Rank, he got a lot of his money guaranteed, you know, and he's trying to negotiate to get a lot of his money guaranteed because I think Errol Spence is getting his money guaranteed, and also if the fight materializes, PBC and them is trying to fix up the situation whereas Bud Crawford won't even get a rematch if he loses. This how bogus these guys is. They're gonna give Errol Spence, if he loses to Bud Crawford, he's going to get an immediate rematch. But if Bud Crawford loses, he can't have a rematch. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing that when Rigondeaux was at 122 something like that, 126, he was trying to fight, against the best, and they told him if he move up two weight class, they was gonna strip him of his title. All this red tape and all this dude is doing is trying to fight against the best fighters, win, lose, or draw. This is the same thing with Bud Crawford. Man, we don't appreciate good fighters when we see them. We so in love with the guys that walk around with these chains on that got all the gold and people, flock to them. But we don't We don't respect the guy that go to work every day, put his head down, and goes to work. A blue collar. We don't respect blue collar. And that's what we see with Bud Crawford. Bud Crawford is the blue collar worker fighter. He could do everything. He can box. He can bang. You know what I'm saying? He got good IQ in the ring. And here it is. We won't even respect this young man to even give him. They can give him $20 million right now. They can get this man $20 million right now, but they won't give it to him. One of the reasons why they don't want to give it to him is because they scared that if this man beats Errol Spence, their reign of terror amongst the boxers is over. And another reason why I believe that they don't want to, they stall in this fight is because he may not want to sign with them. Just like when Devin Haney went over and fought against Cambosis. In order for him to get that fight, he had to sign with Top Rank. If he didn't sign with Top Rank, he was not getting that fight. Now it's a lot of stuff. See, it's not Bud Crawford that's stalling this fight. It's PBC. It's because PBC wants to lowball this guy, but here it is. He's ranked number one pound for pound. He's been that for the past almost 6 years. He done won more belts defending his title more times than Errol Spence can shake a stick at. And here it is. He's still being avoided and he's still being treated as if he's a bum. See? This is how, and then every time you hear about when his name comes up against competition, well, who has he fought? He fought every champion that was in his face. That's who he fought. All those champions that he, whether you think that they was A level or whatever, he fought all those guys in order to be undisputed. That's who he fought. He fought Gamboa when a lot of people didn't want to fight Gamboa. See, we forget about this. A lot of boxers did not want to fight Gamboa when he was at his best. Mikey Garcia was one of them. Mikey Garcia did not want to fight Bud Crawford either. And a lot of the fighters that Errol Spence fought, yeah, they was good fighters, but they were past their prime. They was past their prime. When he fought Kell Brook, you know, Kell Brook did pretty good against him. You know what I'm saying? But like Danny Garcia, I would say Kell Brook and Sean Porter was the only ones that really gave him some competition. Ugas and the rep, Mikey Guard, they was nothing. Danny Garcia, they was nothing. They laid down for this boy. And see another thing too, they're trying to make Errol Spence out of a pay-per-view star. He's not a pay-per-view star. He's not a pay-per-view star. And he's not an A-level fighter. Because in order for you to be an A-level fighter, you gotta have a lot of tools in the toolbox, and he doesn't have it. Now, am I saying that Errol Spence can't beat Bud? I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is that Bud Crawford is an A-level fighter. Errol Spence is the B plus fighter that's coming into an A-level fighter. That's why he needs this fight. Cause there's no other competition out here except Bud. Everything else is, if he move up to 154 and fight Jamel, I don't even think Jamel want to fight him because that's his boy. You know what I'm saying? But everything else is high risk, low reward. Who he gonna fight? Bruce Ennis, Victor Ortiz, right? This is the best thing that you and see what they trying to do, man. They trying to age this man out and they trying to stall him. See, they don't want to pay him no money. Talking about him, he's not a pay-per-view fighter. Man, Bud was getting millions of views on regular TV. This how phenomenal this boy is. But no good to these cats, man. Because if Bud Crawford beat Errol Spence, it's over with for PBC boxing, man. With that being said, peace.